Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate women together. I would like to thank the permanent representative of Italy to the United Nations, Ambassador Maurizio Mazzari, and its mission spokesperson, Ludovica Murazzani, USG Melissa Fleming, the UN Women and its director, Sima Baus, and all the governments that joined us in this important endeavor. In 2015, I founded We Do It Together, a nonprofit film production company where men and women are united to change the way women are represented in media, from an object to a subject. Why does this matter? Because a culture is made of repetition of images, ideas, concepts, which create a belief system, and ultimately will create the cultural DNA of a society. We could even say we are what we repeatedly see. So, what do we see about women in the world? What is the status of women? In 2022 is the year where women make, for the first time in history, 10% of the CEO in the most successful 500 companies, after being stuck for years at 8%, so a slightly improvement. But 2022 is also the year where in Afghanistan, university education for women was suspended, where in Iran, a young woman named Masha Amini was killed because her wearing of the hijab was likely not correct, where in a cosmopolitan city like New York, domestic violence on women was 31%, where in Brazil, during COVID, one woman was raped every 10 minutes, and one murder every 7 hours, and the list goes on and on. Clearly, there is a problem of global proportions, with 50% of the population being abused and victimized. We must act now if we don't want to wait 300 years to achieve gender equality as estimated by the United Nations. So, where can we start? Definitely by changing the culture, because that's the beginning of any change, as history has shown us over and over again. As filmmakers, we're giving our contribution by creating content that can change the narrative, therefore the culture. However, this is not an easy task, because in the media industry too, there is a big problem of disparity. And on top of that, there is also the problem of lack of representation. For example, according to the USC Annaberg study, in the year 2020, women directors were 15% of the top 100 movies. Then there was a step back, as usual. In 2021, the number went down to 12.7%, and in 2022, further down to 9%. It is clear that we have to tackle the problem from all sides. This is what We Do It Together mission is: produce media content and movies by women, about women, for everyone. We're more than 80 of us, men and women, from different parts of the world, united in one nation, empowering movie through movies and media. And I'm happy to announce that we are in the process of bringing We Do It Together in 2023 to other countries, beginning with Brazil, Italy, India, and Saudi Arabia, to give a voice to those women who are not allowed to have one, and become the first non-profit global studio dedicated to the empowerment of women, so it doesn't take years and years just to make a movie like this one, Tell It Like a Woman, is a feature film that represents exactly what We Do It Together does. A movie directed by 8 extraordinary women directors with 8 wonderful actresses. I would like to thank my producer partners, Lady Monica Baccardi, Lucas Akosking, and a special thanks to Andrea Iervolino for believing in us, in this movie, and in our missions since the beginning. This has been a very long journey. It took us 6 years to produce this movie, through extremely difficult times, but we never gave up because of the beauty and the significance of this film, its powerful message, and its social impact. The theme song of the movie Applause, written by the legendary songwriter Diane Warren and performed by Sophia Carton, is literally an anthem for all women of the world and has just received this year an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song. I would like to conclude by asking each one of you in this room, game changers, diplomats, and distinguished guests, to please join us now in this critical journey of changing the narrative about women and creating a new paradigm. We need your help so we can all rise up together, side by side. We can all have a voice now without waiting 300 years. And we can make it happen only if we do it together. Without further ado, let's get started. Please enjoy the movie.